Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank y'all for coming out. And welcome to my final semester, my final video of the semester. And for this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the beginning stages of me becoming a film producer slash editor. And in this video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the projects I worked on and what my thought process was behind the concept. Also, you get to see how my techniques grew from the first time I used Adobe Premiere to this latest project. Let's get started. The first time I used Adobe Premiere, I was excited. I opened up the program thinking I was gonna make a great video. By the time the end of that thing came, all I had was a slideshow. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a good slideshow, but it was nowhere near close to being a well finished video. It was a little overwhelming, working with all the features in Adobe in the beginning. And around that time, there was the TV show Empire was growing real big, and one of the songs that they had performed on there was called Powerful, and they performed and Jesse Smolowitz and Alicia Keys performed the song. And when I heard the song, I thought that it had a really powerful message. And also going on at that time was a lot of innocent people being killed by the police. And it was a crazy time, and this was my way of speaking on the issue. And powerful, and so much strength in you and me. Powerful, a breath away from victory. I matter, you matter. My next project was a video that had to be 1 to 2 minutes long and give an interesting narrative without using sound. This was an interesting task for me because, like I said, Premiere had a lot of features, and learning to navigate them was a little tough. So what I did for this video was use Prelinger Archives to find videos that I could use to tell a narrative that people would understand from the beginning. I didn't want them to have to wonder where I was going with my narrative. I also wanted to have them have a little laugh at the video. So after hours of looking through tons of video, I came across an American Idol clip. I thought, oh, this could work, but that was all I couldn't think of nothing else to do with it. So I went back to the videos, and I continued to look through the videos, and I came across these men who appeared to be homeless, and they were singing their hearts out. So I thought it would be funny to cut the original auditions out from the American Idol and add these homeless people in to give it a kind of a funny feel. So I came up with American Idol, the homeless edition. It started out being a little difficult, trying to get the judges' expressions to line up with how the homeless men were singing. But by the time I got to the end of the project, I had a good grasp on how to cut a movie, move the clips around, and get the desired effect that I wanted. With a good handle on the editing, it was time to move on to my next project. a 3-minute video that would allow me to, shoot my own footage, interweave some found content with some shot content, and basically overall just challenge my editing skills. That was a little different, but it was fun because I had an idea, and I got to watch it develop and set it up how I wanted to set it up. So, after all my shots was done, it was time to head to the editing room. Once there, the video started to come together. I added some sound effects in the video, like some hollering wind when he opened the mailbox, and like a loud flip-flop noise coming up and down the steps. And just for laughs, I added a song by the Marvelettes, the Hey Mr. Postman, to kind of, add a little humor to it. But as I went through the video a little bit more, it was still feeling a little incomplete. So I went back to the Prairie Linger archives, and I found 2 videos. One of a guy in a parking lot and the mail truck was also parked in the shopping parking lot when they were supposed to be delivering mail. And the other video was of the post service advertisement saying how they pride themselves on getting people their mail on time. And, just to kind of take a little jab, at the end of that advertisement, I put a big old not sign on there to kind of, just take a little jab at them. Two projects down, one more to go. For this next project, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So about 10 months ago, I became a father for the second time. Now, this time was different because 1, I had a daughter, and 2, she was biologically mine. So it was a little different. So me learning how to make videos couldn't have come at a perfect time because I was feeling joy and excitement, and this gave me an outlet to show just how I was feeling. But I knew I didn't want to do a solo video by myself and just talk about how I was feeling about being a dad and how it excited me. So I thought it would be interesting to incorporate some other people. So I reached out to my brother and my cousin and, one of my homeboys from work to help me with this project. They had been fathers for some time now, and I thought it would be inspiring to get a different views on fatherhood, and also show them interacting with their kids. There was 10 questions that I asked everybody, and from those questions I took the best answers from each person and weaved them together to tell a story about about a love fathers have for their children. During the editing process, I found a President Obama clip, and he was talking about what it takes to be a good father. And I thought, oh man, this sits well with what I was trying to get across, get my point across. So I put that in the video. I also wanted to have the video have a warm, sensitive feel. So I took all the color out of the video, made it black and white, and added some ambient music. But I didn't want the ambient music to be so high that it would overpower the people being interviewed and compete with them. So I kept it low enough, that their voices was dominant, and But I did have it in there, and it was low enough for the scenes where they're playing with their kids and interacting with them that you could still hear. And it set a really nice tone for it. It set a really nice tone. The next to the last project, I wanted to compare two different times of my life. So I was born in Philadelphia, lived there for half of my life, and now I'm living in Baltimore. And as I started to get settled into Baltimore, going around, visiting different places, and hanging out with the family, I started to realize how much Baltimore and Philly had in common, and I wanted to display that in my video. I thought that would be pretty cool. And this one, I think, was the most challenging video for me because I had to get shots. In order to get the shots that I wanted, I had to go out into the public and shoot, and that's not really my thing, like to be all up in people's face shooting with the camera and everything. So it was very uncomfortable for in the beginning. Something I'm still trying to work on. So so what I did was I chose a few of my favorite places that I like to visit in Philly and compared them to Baltimore. So my first stop in Philly was going to the Reddington Market. The equivalent to that in Baltimore would be the Lexington Market. And before I started shooting this video, I've never been in to Lexington Market, so I was kind of excited to get in there to taste their food to see how it would compare to Philly. Philly did win that one. They had the better food, though. And I'm not just saying that to be biased. But no, but they both had good food. Then the next stop in Philly was down to Penn's Landing, down by the harbor in Philly. And when I was a child and stuff, and I used to go down there with my family, we used to look at the big boats and watch them pulling it out of the port and everything. And the place that would be equivalent to that in Baltimore would be the Baltimore Harbor. Now, there is one thing that I haven't got to do in either city that I'm looking forward to doing, and that's riding both the Spirit of Philadelphia and the Spirit of Baltimore. I've yet to ride them, so I'm looking forward to getting that opportunity to ride both of them. And then yeah, and then when it came to the editing room, the biggest question I had was, now that I had all this footage, how was I going to, display it? Because I didn't want to just, put it up on the screen and have, like basically a slideshow of video. So I came up with the idea to, get an old photo album and kind of sit it on my lap like I'm reading a book and have the footage that I shot on the pages of that book, so it was looking like I was reading the book and watching those pages and stuff. So it was a little difficult with the editing techniques in that one. That was a little difficult with that too as well, but it turned out well. It turned out well. Okay, the last project that I'm working on is this current video, my film life. And like I said, you know, that's at the beginning of this video, that it's just basically a journey into me, into the beginning of me becoming a film producer slash editor. And yeah, here's a sneak peek at a few clips of that video soon, coming soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.